We have charted this course ever since we have left our father's loin. We have stood on the pathway that will lead us unto destiny from the day we was born, the day we left the womb, the day the umbilical cord was cut. We were beginning to be groomed into being great men. For a lot of us, our cards were dealt, and we fell short. We fell into the cracks and the crevices of society. But like weeds, we are still demanded to grow. It's a commandment. You grow where you are. You grow into something. Whether it turns out to be insignificant or very significant. But the underdogs always take home the prize because they understand it's not the size of the dog in the fight, it's the fight in the dog. It's the willingness to move beyond where they say that you're supposed to be, where you're supposed to be going, and surprising them, doing the old rope-a-dope on them. We, from the beginning of the inception of man, have been learning vast amounts of information, creating with our hands, our minds, and our souls. We were men before there was a father. When the Father walked in the garden with us, telling us the stories of the making of the whole world, the concept of life, the beauty of love, the peace of faith, the grace of each footstep. We were taught to be better than what we are. We were taught to lead so that we may see the finish line, so that we may see the horizon in the distance, so that we may know that it is there, the promised land, right where he said it would be. He told us to be shepherds of men, not masters of men, but shepherds of men. Occasionally prodding, poking the pack onto the right direction. We have come so far in the eon since the beginning of time to now. But our purpose is still the same. To be a strong man. To be a loving man. A justified man. A righteous man. A man that can be told by the cut of his cloth, by the making of his hands, that he is one of them. A master of his own fate. A master of his own destiny. It has been widows from the beginning of time and widows up until now who mourn the loss of great men. who not only wrote their name in the book of life, but wrote their name in the book of lovers. Because they knew what compassion was. They knew what empathy was. They knew the sway and the beat of the heart of woman. They were born to be companions. They were born to be lovers. This new way of life, where one night is it, 1 month is it, 1 week is it, with the arguing back and forth, the drama. We know not of that. The heartache and the pain and the tears, we know not of that. We know of the smiles and the joys and the grace of the women that we love, that they are being healed each and every time that we come home and we look them in their eyes, and that sparkle and that twinkle renourish our bodies. See, man, we called out for something that's just like us because we needed something that inspires us, to give us nourishment to the soul, to the heart, to the mind, something pleasing, something to remind us of the beauty of God. Not a footstool, not something for kicking, not something for hitting, not something to take for granted. But something to remind us of God. It is amazing the body of a woman. It is amazing the grace that they carry. It is amazing the strength that they have, especially in the 21st century, when there is not a good man on every block, but every few blocks. We have little boys playing as men, playing dress up, trying to fit the part of being a man, but they fall short. And women, you cannot be afraid to call them out on what they're falling short of. And if their response is violence, then that tells you something. If their response is anger, then that tells you something. Because the real man takes criticism as a way to improve his perfection. He wants to stand upright towards God, and he wants God to know that he is doing everything in his power to be as the Creator created him to be. We were born with a set of lungs so that our voice can carry throughout the land the commandments of God. So they can command the commandments of love out throughout the land. A man has two duties, but one master. A duty to love the master with all his heart, and a duty to speak the words of the master unto anybody. Even in a wandering dog, we will speak to them. Men, we cannot be afraid to be a man, to tell the truth about who we are, about what we've been through. I know society says that a man ain't supposed to cry. But when have you seen society make anything worth crying for? Our lives are tragic. Our lives are devastating. The blows that we take are heavy hitter blows in world championship rounds. We have gone through a lot to say that we are men. A tear is the least that we can give back to the world that has put us back and set our bones, that wiped away the blood, that gave us nourishment when we were hungry, that gave us something to drink when we were thirsty, someone who gave us wisdom when we were lacking in the wisdom department. We got to know how to fight. We got to know when to cry in the arms of our woman. We got to know how to release and breathe and get ready to go back out there and do it all over again, because that's what we get paid to do. We get paid to take the shots. We get paid to do the battles that no man ever thought of. A real man is battling souls and minds and hearts and enemies of the Lord, taking on demons. A real man is not called, but is there. You turn around and there's a good man standing right there waiting to cross the street. There's a good man right there ready to help you with your groceries. There's a good man right there breaking up a fight between a man and a woman that is getting out of control. He is there to remind that fellow that we do not put our hands on a woman for any reason. A good man is a man that has rarely seen, but has done much in the time that he has been given. He may have grown in the cracks of the sidewalk, but he has bloomed into a full-blown rose in the middle of that crack in the sidewalk. He has flourished and thrived against all odds. You can't use where we grow up as an excuse. You can't use what you've been through as an excuse. As a man, it should make you stronger. It should make you an advocate against the things that you have been through. Oh, well, I don't have a father. None of us all pick the lives that we have. I didn't have a father. I know so many who had a father and he wasn't nothing. A waste of space and time. Used his kids as a punching bag when he got mad and when he had low self-esteem. It's time for us to rise. It's time for us to take back our life, our love, our lovers. It is time for us to remain in the forefront of the minds of those who we are trying to change. It is time for us to be men, because that's what we were born to be: strong, bold, great. It is time for us to use our wisdom to protect our family against the increasing hostile world that we live in, increasing chaos that we are going through every time we exit our door. It is time for us to begin to be a man. When they call upon us, let us not be called little boys, but let us be called a man.